Jey Uso became the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. It got a great reception from the fans and mixed feelings from marks like me. Initially, I didn't know how to feel about that. Maybe I thought Jey Uso was getting a bit repetitive, and I was hoping more from a Braun Breaker Intercontinental Championship title reign. But I'm never afraid to tell you that I'm wrong. I was wrong about Jey Uso. I made a mistake like usually, over-analyzing wrestling instead of appreciating the moment and trusting the process. But I saw this video of a kid literally in tears because his favorite wrestler won. And I absolutely love the simplicity of that. Wrestling can be beautiful, right? And you know, it got me thinking. Most of the time we overanalyze wrestling and forget that you can literally watch wrestling in many different ways. I mean, we look at this and think, what's next for Braun Breaker? Why was the title reign so short? Does Jey need the championship right now? Why wasn't it Chad Gable? What are we even getting out of this championship title reign? To some people, however, it's as simple as a wrestler that I really enjoy watching bought an action figure and a shirt, holy shit am I going blind, just won. And that makes me happy. I kinda felt this way when I was watching Randy Orton vs. Gunther. I know Gunther should be winning this match, I know it makes sense, but let me be just a casual wrestling fan who's going to support his favorite wrestler. People, everything comes down to opinions. What I think, what you think, what other YouTube wrestling personalities think, they're not facts. It's just an opinion. Nobody should tell you how you feel about a certain wrestling moment, a wrestler, or, you know, whatever the case may be. There are moments, storylines in pro wrestling that 90% of the audience can agree absolutely sucked. They'll tell you it flopped. But some of these moments and rivalries are some of my favorite. Maybe because it connected with me differently, or maybe the storyline had my favorite wrestler involved. One example I can give you is Randy Orton vs. Triple H. Most people will say Randy Orton's babyface run sucked, and you can simply back that up. I know, logically, it wasn't the best. But to me, that was the beginning of me being a wrestling fan. I got the internet and I would rewatch these moments over and over again. When you overanalyze it, obviously it wasn't great. Randy Orton won the championship, lost it very quickly, his babyface run flopped. But to me, you know, a kid who got the internet and kept rewatching all of these moments, I absolutely loved this storyline. I was simply, you know, kind of supporting my favorite wrestler against these bad guys. A lot of wrestling fans right now are even kind of scared to say, yeah, I want John Cena to win a championship even though he's 50, because that's an unpopular opinion, and wrestling fans will hate me for it. And I think that kind of sucks. I mean, at the end of the day, wrestling is supposed to imitate reality. So when you say that you want John Cena to win the WWE Championship, a lot of people will tell you it doesn't make any sense. He's not staying long term. But wrestling is about creating moments, creating memories. And for a lot of you right here, John Cena was the guy you grew up watching. And I have zero problem with people who say, I want him to win the WWE title. If every time you see something out of the box and complain about it because it's not the typical route, to me it just personally feels like wrestling could get really boring that way. If Jey Uso is your favorite wrestler and you just saw the dude winning a championship and that made you happy, who am I and any other wrestling critic to tell you, no, actually not. Actually not. You're wrong! And Jey Uso winning is not that extreme of a scenario either. But you'll still see people saying that, you know, Braun Breaker is the young guy, and they question this decision. I'm seeing a lot of Jey Uso and Jeff Hardy comparisons lately. Maybe a bit of a stretch because, I mean, Jeff Hardy was just on a whole different level. I had like 4 friends who watched wrestling when I was a kid, and I think all of them had Jeff Hardy as their favorite wrestler. But I definitely do see similarities. I mean, both were in tag teams, broke up, one of them got more successful than the other. And my biggest criticism was, okay, he's eating, it's repetitive, it's the same shit over and over again. There's definitely truth to that, I believe, but then you kind of look at the merchandise sales. I think he's one of the top merch sellers in the WWE, so who am I to tell you that WWE are wrong in this situation and that they're doing something, you know, wrong with the gimmick? Also, the Intercontinental Championship right now is sold out on WWEshop.com, and the title doesn't even look that good. I used to criticize Jey Uso for overusing the yeet, but I mean, that's kind of what made all these people in the Attitude Era, you know, popular. because they had catchphrases. When you think about it, they just did repetitive shit all the time. It's funny people are now shitting on Rikishi because he's been bitching about Jey Uso's booking for a while now on podcasts, I believe. And a lot of times he did make decent points. Right now he tweeted, "It's time to celebrate, mommy, and your new Intercontinental Champion Jey Main Event Uso. Everyone throw your hands in the air and say loud and proud, Jey wins. Yeet." A lot of people are shitting on Rikishi for changing the plans, which I don't believe WWE would because somebody made an opinion on a podcast. And also, that's his dad. It's his father, of course he's gonna support his son. What's wrong with that? Rikishi believes his sons are the best wrestlers in the world of all time. And as a father, that's the way you should think. Also, a lot of us keep saying, wow, he was so much better in the bloodline, so much character, and it's just not the same. Fair enough, but is it really fair to compare anything to that storyline? Because I believe we ain't gonna get that for like the next 3 or 5 even years. There's a reason we keep talking about this bloodline storyline. It stands out more than anything we've seen in the past decade. So when it comes to Jey winning the Intercontinental Championship, a lot of people are pissed, a lot of people are angry. I didn't know how to feel. But let's not pretend that this is an objectively bad decision. I keep saying, you decide how you want to watch professional wrestling. If Randy Orton is your favorite wrestler and you want him to win every championship, I think that's fine. I think that's absolutely fine. And people do have a right to complain, obviously. But what I'm talking about, this wasn't necessarily even an objectively bad creative decision. A lot of people are acting the same way we did when Goldberg became the Universal Champion when he defeated The Fiend. Now, that was a bad booking decision. Shit all over that shit. And also I can't help but appreciate that Triple H finally listened. A lot of titles lately only change hands at premium live events, and I'm not talking Backlash, I'm talking about SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and from time to time, we need to see an episode of Raw, an episode of SmackDown, where we get that goddamn title change. To switch it up, because now we had this opinion that, okay, Triple H is never gonna give us surprising moments. With this, he said, you never know. So I decided to make this video because I felt like I was going against my own opinion. Let it play out. We'll see. If it's gonna suck, if it's gonna be a shitty-ass title reign, we can complain. But right now, we have no idea what's gonna happen. We have no idea how great this championship title reign could be. We have no idea. Maybe it's gonna benefit Braun Breaker in some way. And also, I felt like, why am I complaining about a great moment on Monday Night Raw? Something that we are talking about. Why am I even complaining about that shit? So thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe if you already didn't. Road to 500k. Let me finish my story. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.